Hey, welcome back, guys. Monday night, word of mouth. You know what that means. We're going to be playing the events mode. Take a look at that for sure. I haven't touched it yet. No games played whatsoever at all. Welcome, though, everybody. I got Jill behind me here. She's not here to play. We're doing fantasy drafts. We're on our second one of the day. We're getting right till the end. Sorry I was a second or two late to start there. But we're going to just go dive right into the events mode. I got some invites to knock out too, but let's take a look. I haven't seen the events mode. I got to see even what it is. All right, the Lost and Lonely. Less seen Jim Z creations. All right, I'm a big fan. Let's see where it goes. Anybody played this already and gotten a feel for it and seen what they liked? Now, hopefully no one's watching that's in my draft with me. But I already did my sneaky plays here that I didn't think anybody would be jumping on in the keeper league. Hi, Andrew. How's that machine treating you, bud? Billy, Chad, how you guys doing, guys? All right, so, ooh, God, that's a good... Okay, we're going to the 3 driver bag. Did I just DNF? Oh, no. All right, so 3 driver bag, select clubs. It's not a part 3 event. Hey, Gary, doing well. Very excited. Having 2 very good drafts today, so that's a plus. Good. Hey, now what did you think? You've got that light up ball on there, and if you really hate it, I can put together. I got enough parts, but I have 0 of the inside track balls for the housing because I gave those all to Justin. But what do you think about that light up ball? Have you noticed it playing different than you play at the bar? I'm a ball snob. This sounds terrible, but I'm a ball snob, and I couldn't play on that in anything of importance. That's beautiful. Perfect. Oh my God, that's not the way to start the day. Son of a bitch. Sorry, we're finishing it. Oh, you did buy a new one. Good. All right, so this one, I always go to the bottom tier. There is another shot on this. I don't like it. Now, I did get a little bit of oil on the ball just recently, but I kind of needed it. It was getting really dried out. So I'm probably going to get some lesser swing speeds than I'm used to right away until it gets back to the normal. But my hands were really dry, so it made the ball all grindy, and I don't like hearing that while we're streaming. Oh, that's why I like the bottom tier. I like being on the bottom, not going up top, because remember, like I said, I don't want to have elevation changes because that's one of the only things that I can't judge. Without the elevation changes, except for holes. We're on the same. She's my co-owner on every team, so it's funny because football actually brings us together. Even though she's a Vikings fan and I'm a Bears fan, we spread apart during that part of the day. She goes upstairs, I stay downstairs. Cool, works out beautifully, but we manage our fantasy teams together. So you hear us cheering all the same times. It's kind of fun, actually. But it keeps the relationship good. And my wife's really good at that. She jumps in on the things that are important to me or to her dad, and then just dives right in, and now it's her favorite thing. So it's really cool. Thank you, Joe. We love you. We're talking you up. She's down in the corner. She's on the Chase lounger in the basement with her feet wrapped up. We're good, but no, we're down to the nitty gritty now. We're at picks 166 and 171 for us. Now the $500 league where Sean Tickner went totally undefeated last year, and I have no idea how his team was not good. I still am baffled at how he did. His team was terrible. He never was a top scorer. I don't think a single week during the entire season he won every week. So that's running too goddamn good. Me, I was like 0-4, or I was 1-3 to start the season with the top scoring team the first week, And the next 3 weeks, I was the third and second place team. So, you know, running bad in fantasy can't ever be, you can't ever account for that. So far, I like these holes, guys. This is going to be a fun set. Ah, that was our D. Oh, well. Just now went. I can't believe the Steelers D lasted that long, though. Well, that should be enough to fight a 1. I didn't need to release it. I played that a little scared because I thought my thumbs would go really short with me having to lube up the ball a little bit. Jill, are you going to, who are you going here? Defense or kicker?
Kicker.
I'd go D here first. You got a choice of which D's you want, love. All right, so this hole's great to carry like a 2 hybrid on. I'm not carrying one, but watch how I'm going to play this. You see the solid tree right in front of me? I'm going to hit the 9.5 driver into the tree limbs to the right of that solid tree. Did that completely miss him? No, it didn't. Okay. It certainly looked like it did, but it slows it down enough that you can hit it. That's just warming up. What D did you go with, babe? Oh, Joe went with Bill's D. What?
I went with Bill's D.
Not Mark's D. She doesn't like Mark's D. She wants Bill's D. And I don't know who Bill is. We're going to have some chatting to do after this. See, I don't like this hole now since the surface has changed, but that's okay. I'll take that, Eagle. All right, good look here. I'm scared to hit the 9.5. She's like, Billy's right here. Who'd you take? Oh, McManus went. She wanted McManus. Hey, Sean, how's your trip going? Don't mind Jill behind us. She's just upset that she didn't get the kicker she wanted. What the fuck world am I living in, guys? What world am I living in? Chris, I kind of stay away from college pretty much all of the time. I maybe from going to a college that didn't have a football team. I did. Chuck Wagon got me to be a big fan of Illinois, but they're bad. It's not worth watching. Yeah, Eddie, this one looks fun. Just my first look at it right now. And I think you guys are going to see a shot. Oh, no. On this setup. I really need to put in this 3-driver bag a sand wedge, but I want to see the shot on one of the holes I know that's coming up. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I don't think I can get this out ever. My major problem with college football, Chris, is that there's like 3 or 4 good teams, really good teams, and the rest of the teams are just fodder. And that doesn't really appeal to me. I really can't believe no one jumped up higher. I had more in me if I wanted. 34s were not unbearable on that set. All right, this setup, we got one hole already in this one that's changing par. So that sucks. So this setup isn't going to be a keeper anyway for me. So that's okay. Now I don't feel bad about fucking up. Hey, Mr. Wilson, how you doing? All right, into a win. That's a little rough, but let's see if we can get it. We might as well try it. All right, so into a 7 win. That wasn't a problem. Now, it certainly looked like that went through some trees, but we're putting for eagle. So that technically is a par changing hole. I mean, really, I can't. The amount of times that one's going to be drivable, slim to none. And honestly, I probably was clean. But that's why you play the 3 driver bag. A 10.5 or a 9.5 will work there. The 8.5, you have to be really lucky. This event should be fun. I don't mind one hole that changes par. Okay. 2 holes starting to get it. When you get 3 or 6 or 8 like we had the other week, that just isn't fun. The last pick in our fantasy draft could be somebody interesting, which is, I don't understand how he's there. But, so this is our keeper draft that we're doing right now. And I think we took, when did we take, we took, well, we took Marcus, we took, not Colston, what the fuck is his name? Dude from, Michael Thomas. We took him with like an 8th round pick because, shoot, even if we get half a season as a number 1 wide receiver out of him, next year we get to keep him as an 8th round pick. That's crazy.
I thought you get him as a 7th.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, correcting me sounds awesome. It didn't need to be done there, though. Making me look stupid. Shit. Thanks, Joe.
I don't want people to get mad next year
When we lie because I'm a liar?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're looking at a par, add 2 more strokes, maybe 3. We're looking at a par of what? Yeah, I'm happy with the draft too. There was a lot of strange picks. What?
Someone said pause the draft.
Really? Why?
I have no idea. Oh, that's not funny.
Wow, Justin Wilson, eat shit.
Oh, that's funny actually.
All right, we are all done. All right, good. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, man. You still look at him as a rookie running back next year, and rookie running backs don't do shit in the NFL. I'm happy with my Cam Akers move there, too. That's the thing. Okay, you keep him as the 13th next year, great. That works out. No risk involved, right? You keep him with, it doesn't hurt you. But would you rather be keeping, what did we grab Akers in the 13th?
Yes. No.
12th?
I don't know.
Akers is going to be, I don't think Watson got drafted, did he?
Deshaun?
Yeah.
No. Not that
I haven't seen him get drafted at all in any of my leagues. All right, Jill's going to do laundry, guys. That's the other guy. Now I'm going to put headphones in.
Bill, laundry.
She's got Bill, and she's got laundry to do. Now I get music. I get to get into my zone. I tell you what, after this ear infection, the headphones feel really fucked up when they're in my ears now. All right, guys, I'm doing it. I'm going Halsey here. Where is it? Doing this again. It smells like Jay. All right, we're good now. We're good. Yeah, but I mean, Cam Akers, though, I don't mind losing a 13th round pick for him. I'm okay with it. Woo! I didn't think that was stopping there. All right, let's go to my team. Let's see what they're going to project us to do this year. I'm trying to figure this out. All right, go to standings. I'm only used to using the app for this. Right down the middle. Right down the middle. That's fine. Yeah, oh, absolutely, Billy. I mean, actually, absolutely, Jordan. I agree. I think it's a fine pick there. He was one of the ones I thought about. But, I mean, I'm happier with... put it this way. I'm happier with keeping fucking Thomas in the 7th for next year and Cam Akers in the 12th for next year. And we don't even know. I mean, obviously we have a plan of attack, and that's probably different than most people in the draft. But that plan is good. Like, I don't ever see a reason to pick a quarterback as a keeper. Like, quarterbacks just aren't the value isn't there for me to waste a keeper on a quarterback. That's just me personally. Obviously, if you get Mahomes at like a 14th round, then yeah, that would be a great one because your value is still 11 rounds or 13 rounds. That's impressive. I just don't. We don't know what he is yet. Like, he's an unknown commodity, is all I'm saying. We don't know what he is yet. And the worst thing is, James Robinson is a fucking stud. I don't understand how Etienne would have ever even had value to begin with. Hey, Matty, how you been, bud? Let's close that. We'll close this. Good. I didn't even think of Dobbins. See, to me, Dobbins, I think, is going to be forgotten by then. But the other thing that's important, too, is, Jordan, you could have just drafted him, dropped him, and now pick up somebody from the waiver wire. And then later in the year, you could go pick a guy up then, and he has a draft value now because he's been drafted. I don't like that setup. I'd rather have the shot through the trees. I'll take the Eagle all day, though. I think the draft went pretty well. It's weird doing the way that I did. Yeah, he's very young. I'm not saying that, but I just didn't feel like they were all in on him yet. That's worse. God damn this hole. All right, we'll take the birdie there. All right, so there's another shot that I like to play here when we have this look. The 5-wood should clear. The 4-wood might as well. And it looks like the 4 will too. I don't know, man. I like Debo better on that team. But... oh, okay, fringe. We're good. Ooh, that's big. That's good, Justin. You're a funny guy, dude. You're a funny motherfucker. I never realized it. It was pretty funny, though, the argument there. Like, no, you pulled the guy off my roster. What are you talking about? No, he didn't. No, you did. He finally got it, though. I felt bad. The worst thing is, we had actually thought about Allen there, and my problem was, I forgot that I'm a. I don't think anybody wasted a pick too high for any of them. No, Billy, we were talking about we picked these guys at the very end of the drafts, not too far into it. So it's like I mean, you're just picking guys as flyers almost for keepers. Now, for me, I also picked that Stevenson kid from New England. He's a guy I'd be looking at keeping because I could see him taking over and being their 3-down back because he can catch and run. But I also want to have a sure thing to keep. Like right now, if nobody jumped out at me, if none of these guys I picked later in the draft jump out, well then I'm taking Thomas and I'll take Akers as keepers next year. Right now I have those set. Do I have to do it? No. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Akers might not even, who knows? We don't know. But I got a lot of guys that I could easily use as a keeper next year, which is good. I mean, I would never have drafted James Conner where I did too. I don't know how that's going to split, but they only signed him to a 1-year deal, so I'm not too concerned about that because we've seen Conner can handle the 3-down back workload. If he doesn't get enough touches in Arizona, he's going to be traded or he's going to re-sign somewhere next year. He's not going to be out of the NFL. Hey, Cole, shit. Right when you walk in, I fuck up. And this is, I'm not going to be able to make this chip, I don't think. Woo! All right, again, I don't think you'll see me try to drive this hole one time during the event. I can't get this one, no. Woo! All right. Well, hey, Michael, how you doing, bud? We did have some sad news as well that I heard about today. One of the Nashville players actually lost, I don't know this for sure, but I believe he lost the battle with COVID this week, and he passed away. Buddy Deese, you'll be missed. It was nice meeting you for the first time in Nashville, and I'm sorry it's the only time I'm going to get to ever meet you, man. Oh, Michael, that sucks. I've still been quarantining too, man. I'm not feeling better from my ear infection. I feel the same way as I did. Like I'm exhausted in 2 hours of doing anything. Now I'm not in the best shape of my life, but not like where I need to lay down after 2 hours. I get done streaming here, and I don't have anything left. So I have a feeling I've got a false negative on my COVID test because this isn't like an ear infection wouldn't keep me down for 2.5 weeks already. And it's weird. I had the ear oh shit! I didn't mean. Whoops. But I was quarantining up until I leave this weekend for Turks. No matter what, I am missing a wedding. I don't like missing weddings, especially one that I got this awesome pink linen suit lined up. Thanks, Luke. I fight through it. You guys don't. I hide it pretty good, I think. But we'll see. The worst part for me, though, I still feel like this. I have to do... okay, I've been getting headaches. I'll get a sporadic fever every now and then, but only for like a couple of hours. Like last night, I was down here. I was going to play a couple games. I was thinking about going live, and I came down here and started just sweating and went upstairs. I had 100 fever. Not super high, but... it's just not, it's all weird. But the headaches, fever, and then just achy and shit, too. I don't... All right, so we're 29 both games. That's not good. Well, it's not terrible. What is the leaderboard looking like? I don't know if anybody's really gone at this much yet. All right, 29's every game would put me at almost 150. I cheer against the Hawkeyes, and Iowa State, not really anything to me. If I cheer for college teams, I'll cheer for University of Minnesota, and I'll cheer for Illinois. Otherwise, nothing interests me too much. Yeah, you too, Mike. But it's like, I don't know. I was obviously a big proponent of the vaccination, and I am vaccinated. And I feel like I imagine I'd feel if I did get a breakthrough infection. But I tested negative with a PCR test. Now I'm worried, though, because I have to do a rapid test before we leave. So I have to go Thursday and get a rapid test. And I'm worried, like, I have COVID, and I'm going to come back, and we're not going to be able to go. That's what I'm worried about. And it's what, hey, but let's look at the positives. I overspent on the tickets, but I bought them directly from Delta. So Delta's been very good about canceling trips for COVID. So if I have to cancel, I'll get a nice chunk of change back on a ticket, and then my New Year's plans are set. We'll pick a city to go to overseas and go there. And honestly, that's been one of the best choices that my wife and I decided to make. We plan on spending every other New Year's in a country somewhere not here. And I tell you what, Italy for New Year's was fucking Rome. Standing outside of the Colosseum by like 100 feet from it, maybe 1,000 feet, was cool as shit, man. I tried to live stream it, but data service for me overseas was pretty shoddy. It was awesome, though, dude. Like, fireworks everywhere. 100,000 people just out there getting hammered. Wife getting too hammered, had to cut the party short. I almost dropped her back in the hotel and went out again. But I don't think that would have been good if she woke up in the middle of the night and I'm out partying. That wouldn't have been good. But, man, if you ever get to... Europe does New Year's way better than we do. It's crazy how cool New Year's is there. I think, though, our next one, and it's not going to be this year, pandemic stuff's messed everything up. And now we can't even fly overseas really right now. I think we're on a level 4 advisory coming from here. So the EU is going to have some rules about us showing up. But Prague, I think, is our next one. Oh, I murdered that. Catch. Good. All right, we've gotten pretty friendly setups on that hole. And that hole can be a bitch. Keep putting that pin over there. This makes this shot hard. And I never cut it enough just because I'm scared. And now I'm going to miss this putt. Nope. To the good old day. Fuck. Right shot, wrong line. Hi, Adam. How are you tonight, buddy? All right, so we don't have to go through the gap. This time we're going to go with the high 5 wood. No, I like the 4. I like the 4 and hitting that cut shot a little soft. They're laughing in my face saying, wake up, you need to make money. Every time on this, huh? All right, we're going to hit this one a bit harder this time. We've been laying off of it, but we need this to get through the tree. Both of them went very well so far, I got to say. A lot of strange picking in there. I've had some a couple really off pickers in these drafts. And normally I'm in ultra competitive leagues. The one of them today was probably going to be my least competitive one, but the other one is going to be the most competitive one. So, and even the most competitive one, a couple weird picks early. I think Travis Kelce went 4th, and that wasn't even the weirdest thing I've seen. Then Mahomes went in the first round 2, which is, that one baffles me. Oh, there we go. We hit it a bit harder. Oh. All right, we don't want to fuck this up. This is a good look. I'm going to hit the high tee 8.5 so we see if it clears it. Okay, it does. We're not worried about that from now on. Oh! All right. I think the biggest thing in fantasy that I'm going to do this year is I'm going to move all my teams over to Sleeper rather than ESPN. One, ESPN is a horrible platform to manage a league on. You can't do anything from the app when you're managing, basically. Now, otherwise, I like ESPN in general. Like, for the rest of the league, I do. But then we had a couple of weeks last year where the live scoring just stopped working completely. Fuck. Okay, got it. But guys, we got breaks now. We got fantasy. I got 2 more drafts tomorrow, and then it's just wait time. And God damn it. Brand new Lamborghini, fuck a cop car. All right, I lined this up for a dead straight thumb shot. I gotta backspin this. 12 in the face. If this wasn't in the face that much, if that was going the other way, that one would have been what I would have went for. But that pin's at the top at 380. That means I have to carry at 380. Probably not happening. All right, all right. Yeah, we're not going for this one either. That's terrible. I can't keep that game now. That's terrible. Cop car. That's terrible. That's the kind of shit if I did in a match, I'd just fucking lose my mind. I'm like, what did you do? You're a fucking idiot, Mark. Ah, Rodney. He is. He's back there. He might be yelling at me. He might be. He might be. We got to find some new cardboard cutouts here. Actually, I think I need to get cardboard cutouts of actual real players. I think that could be kind of fun. This is actually one of the harder par 4s, drivable par 4s of all time, to be honest with you. And that's why. Oh, come on. That... What do you guys think? That whole Southern is a goddamn hard course in general. See you. I don't like having outwinds, even with stouts on that hole. Rodney, we need to get you back playing a bit more. Well, okay, it's a snake draft, and if you want, drafting Kelsey in the first round is actually a great strategy, in my opinion. He outscores every other player at his position by probably 30. Oh, a big head. I need a full body, though. I just flew that. I guarantee it. I knew it. I should have hit a 3-wood. I should have hit a fucking 4. All right, 4 bite when it's the 3-wood distance. That was stupid. All right, we're going to get past hole 1 this game for certain. All right, so already I got a feeling like 155 is the number to shoot for on this. I do like to do some stacks, Michael. It all depends, though. Now, one thing I don't really ever do, and there's only a few offenses that I can see doing it, I won't stack anybody but, like, I won't pick 2 wide receivers or a wide receiver running back from the same team if I can get away with it, unless the value is there. I just don't like, I feel like I'm minimizing the amount of points I can get on a given week. Even though in general over the long haul probably doesn't make a difference. I'm just looking at a single game performance that I don't think it's possible to max out on points. What the fuck? Yeah, after this, once I restart, pick a number. All right, I'm starting now. What's the bet? What's my over-under on this? So I shot 29s. I shot 2 29s. Probably a pretty fair over-under number, to be quite frank. 29 is probably a good number. But I tried to stack, like, I wanted to stack Russell Wilson and Metcalf my first draft. Russell Wilson went like the pick before I'm going to pick him in that round. I would stack, I wanted to stack, I went with Dak on this, in one of my drafts today, and I would stack him with Amari Cooper. I'm not a CeeDee Lamb guy, to be quite frank. I don't understand. All right, sounds good, Adam. Got you. So 29's a push. Probably 31 is par. I haven't quite calculated it yet. Oh, that's it. Now you're in trouble. There's no way I don't get it now. But we'll keep track of it here. There's 2 holes that it changes on. I knew it. So 4 through 2, I'm one off. I'm one off right now. Yeah, that 29 might end up being an overestimation, but yeah, I'm not winning this game. All right, you're up 20, Adam. I think we might have to make this 28. It's not that I don't like him as a player. It's that I don't understand why he's going 3 or 4 rounds ahead of Amari Cooper when Amari Cooper's outscored him last year. They're probably equals. I just see the better value in Amari. Just a personal opinion there. I would never draft them both in the same league, so I would never draft him. Yeah, that's fine. 29, I win. Of course, they stick the pin up top, and I don't like it. All right. This is a putt I'm going to miss. Whew. Those up 10s with small breaks on them are my worst putts in Golden Tee. I mean, you guys have seen it. All right, we're not fucking this up this time. Pins up top. We're going to hit that 9.5 this time. All right, we're going forward here. Backspin. Little bit of cut. Much better. Racing, we're getting there. I'm still not perfect by any means. You can probably hear it. It's kind of got a little bit of snottiness to me right now. Oh, come on. All right, we're clean so far. We should still be clean after this one, too. No! Oh! All right, gotta make this. Thank God. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're gonna cut the Still don't get those multi. It's just think of it this way, Jarrett. I'm spinning the ball this way, so when I come forward, I'm already moving it right. So it's only good for C3s. No, I'm not. Yeah, no. Cowboys defense. No, that's a hard no, man. Did I hit it hard enough? No. God damn it. So that's we call them spinners. Fuck. That is my worst putt. I mean, my worst chip. I just can't make those very well. No, you can do it for A1s too. And in fact, A1s are harder though, right? Because watch what happens if you spin it to the A and you leave it spinning. Club head comes down on its own. If I hit C3s, they don't come down. So you have to be a little quicker with doing it on A1s. But yeah, it's a perfectly viable play. I don't know. I still think we might be overrating the Bucs defense a little bit, but we'll see. And if Dallas's offensive line is anywhere back to it was 2 years ago and prior, it doesn't really matter because their strength would match up with the strength of Tampa Bay. So you got a chance. Plus, I see Zeke being fucking huge this year. Well, the point of it is that I don't have to hit the ball all the way to the 3 or to the 1 because the ball is already moving that direction when I'm hitting it forward. So it's basically giving me a helper. It's really it. Now, I mean, when I first started doing it, I ended up playing with Steve Sobey after that. Yeah, well, and the way you stop that going to the A's, you just spin it inside of the A, so you're not getting as much on it. But the great thing is, though, well, okay. But you got the point about an A1 for a right-handed person isn't as important to have a big spinner on it because we're coming across the ball and we're able to hit it harder going that way. Going this way is harder. Now, I have a good technique, so it doesn't really affect me much either way. And honestly, talking about our A1s and C3s as it is right now is almost a worthless conversation because they're not right. They are absolutely incorrect. I'll hit the exact same shot twice, and I can say, and not dead exact, but 99.9% the same shot. And this is a shot that I've been hitting for 20 years. I know when I'm hitting it right, and you'll get a reading of 130, and one time you'll get a 158. It's broken. I'd love to get down there, and I hope to gosh we get a chance to do it before PGA releases. But it's a really simple thing for them to patch out once they get it, because it's only a small amount of data that has to go out. Say hi. All right, so this is the make or break shot on this round. Good, got it. That hole can be really tricky. God, it's funny when now we get one hard hole of course basically. Back then, dude. But back then, you had 7 or 8 holes on every course that could be a fucking challenging ass shot. Whew. Like that one too. I say though. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I lost a stroke here. And I gotta say, I think that's the same. Everybody feels the same way on events mode. These holes, I wish they had a way to set it that it's always one way and always another, because it's stupid, and I hate it in prize play even. Like the reason I'll still play prize play is because I want to put up the best score on a course. If I get a setup where 3 of the holes aren't drivable, but on somebody else's game it is, like the next time you play it, it kind of lessens the impact of like shooting a 4 better. Would it be a hard course? Man, there's still 3 shots on Whispering that are fucking hard. 17, 18, and then that, I want to say it's 10 or 12 or something, the short par 4 that you got to go around a high tree and there's water all around it. So would I say it's hard? I don't think it's hard. But would I say it would be hard compared to today's? Yeah, absolutely. And we all played Whispering like, oh, that was the easiest shit. But with tees and balls, it's a little bit easier. And then that hole I just played from Whispering, that shot wasn't... Dude, we were really clever back then. Like, most of the time on that shot, I was hitting a... what was the shot? I was hitting a skip driver. Like, short of the bridge and kicking it over. And now I'm not comfortable hitting that shot. I am the one who put you up there. I mean, this hole is harder than most holes that we have now. I made it harder. Oh, I got a good kick. Normally that bounces back into the left.
To the weakest people. You don't want to put two surfers that are
but I guess
on one team.
You know, he said it's
surfers to the weakest surfers.
lesser used holes or something like that, racing. So it's holes that like they've probably been around a while, but we don't play them a lot. Now I don't need to high tee this, but I'm going to cut this and try to get close to the high point. So I want to high tee it just to be certain I don't catch the lower part there.
Hey guys, what's going on? Come on in. Join
And
us.
if we looked at the height there, unnecessary, but the extra distance was useful.
Wow, this is like Full House again.
I have to say what you did.
Okay.
I
How many
already
teams
know.
that you guys put together?
I had to go and find out for sure.
Who we thought was the strongest surfer, who was strongest.
Okay, so you were trying to pair strong surfers with weak surfers.
Each team has an even chance.
Wow, that was greedy. I don't know why I got so greedy. All right, birdie 18 for the win.
So Bruna, Austin.
Wow, I need a birdie. I didn't realize this shit.
Maybe not the strongest competitor, so I'm gonna have to get a massive score if I want to be in the surf-off. For the orange team, we chose...
Ah, all right, we're even, Adam. We are even.
Me and Julie got eliminated together, but
Oh, sorry about the volume, guys. Didn't realize I had that on.
So the odds of us coming back together are pretty high.
We have the blue team, Kayla, and...
No, I saw. Yeah, I know it. I forgot. Jill and I were watching a show. Shut up. Hi, Richard. Wait, who's Golden Tee? Wait a minute. Who is Golden Tee? That's not Richard, is it? I mean, I missed one stroke there. So par, I think par we can call. It can go from 29 to 31. I think. Yeah, I think 31 is probably the max par we'll see on this. I thought I just got really lucky. That's okay. God, hole 1 is the only really, I mean, honestly, difficult hole. No, I missed one shot. Yeah. Yeah, so so technically par can get up to 32 then. It's a rare 32, but par can get to 32. The one not being there, then you have the Sequoia hole, which I drove the first game. So 32 is at best. I'd say it's generally we go one off a par, so we're at 29 and a half, 1.5 strokes. I think 28 and a half or 29 are the right numbers for gambling purposes. Until I catch my hot streak and I get all 5 of my games in like Wow. Technically, that sandy hole can be drivable as well. It's so rare now, though. And with stouts, it's probably even more rare. I think I played grabbers back then and would get it when it was there. Yeah, because that thumb, I would need to really man up on that. And then plus when you thumb a shot, Jared, you're going to lose. It won't snap back as hard, right? You'll never, a pullback thumb shot at the same speed as a non-pullback thumb shot, you'll get more backspin on the pullback. It's just how it is. I won't be able to give you an exact number, but it definitely will come back more. So I need to have more backspin. So most of the time I want to play down a club or two and hit it hard. That's the only chance you can make it from the top of it. Now, realistically, that's not a hole I'm going to plan to make really ever. Now, if you go back in time, before we had spin buttons, you gained backspin for how hard you hit the ball. So like me, I'm not a big hard thumber. I would only get a little bit of spin on my thumbs when I first started playing. But you see a guy like Dean Leakakis would be getting, I mean, spinning like he fucking hit a hammer shot at it because he's thumbing it that much harder than most of us. I don't like this look one bit, but I'm going to try something. I don't like this one bit, dude. This is horrible. I didn't see a way to get that much tighter than that. But that did tell me something, too. I was hitting the 3-wood there. I didn't know if the 3-wood was over that tree. And from that far back, that was over the tree. So you might have a safe shot on that hole. And before you ask, yes, it does matter. If you have bite, a thumb shot with bite versus a thumb hammer with bite, you'll see you'll get a ton more spin with the hammer shot with bite than you would with just hitting a thumb shot with bite. Nope. Shit. All right, back to my, this is like, I love this shot. Always have. Yeah, could I go right actually on this one? Shit. I think the low T 9.5 is actually the right club here. Damn it. Kick back. Get back down. That's a chip. Can't putt that. I can't chip that either. Every set's been up front, and I don't like this. We have to hit this pretty hard. Really? Okay, so the forward spin shots don't really change much with pullback. You can get a release maybe a little bit, but not much at all. It's only the backspin shots. And I don't think it has to do about the physics of it. I think it's more that, like, you're getting a ball to go farther so the trajectory changes with it. Even though the height doesn't change, you're going to land farther. So you have, it's more that way than it actually having a change in the physics of it. Ew. So like this one here, I'm going to hit a bite 5-wood here, but I'm going to hit it like 120. Could I go here? This is actually where you were talking, Jarrett. Like this might be a case that a thumb backspin would be a way to play it, but here's why I'm not doing it here. So that first bounce with a thumb shot and backspin is still going to bounce forward quite a bit. So I would have to land this. I just don't think that it's going to bounce back enough on the first bounce where I'm going to catch the fringe otherwise. So, I mean, a high T6 would might, but I think this is the right shot. You see how barely that came back? Because I didn't hit that ball. I just... All right, this is the big hole here. This is the hardest hole in the course right now. We're going to play the high tee at the distance that... So typically at 275, I wouldn't be high teeing it forward. But I'm going to cut this soft and hit it soft so I can hang it around the outside of the trees. And let's just see if it goes up. Now, there is another shot. You can low tee an 8.5 and put it through the gap too, or 9 wood. I mean, a 9.5 and skip the water. It did. Now, but if I had that be a hammer shot, that ball could have snapped like it would have been a thumb shot with backspin. And it's a finicky distance in there. I don't know anybody that has it down to a perfect science, like how much spin you're going to get. But we know that the harder you hit it, the more spin you get. And it's why a lot of the times, especially on Baja, we have a lot of those par fours when they're drivable. What the fuck was that? No, that don't matter. But with the backspin, like you hit a backspin 3-wood thumb shot to a 280-yard shot where the pin is above you, that ball bounces forward once and kind of lands. It doesn't come back at all. But if I hit that same shot with a 5-wood hammer backspin, yes. Yeah, and it's definitely a feel. But if I hit a 5-wood with a hammer and backspin, I can get that to pull past the hole. And I mean, really, the more motion I get on a ball in the green, if I hit a shot with bite, it bounces once and plugs. To make that shot, I have to have it land in that one spot where it bounces. But if I hit a shot like a thumb shot with backspin, I mean, if I hit a hard shot with backspin, I can land it in, the first hop can bounce in, and then it still will have enough to pull back past the hole. So we're just increasing chances by doing that. And that's going to get into where your feel is. If you're a 110 thumber consistently, you can actually plan that. I can't hit a thumb shot 110, so I have to change the way I have to play a different kind of shot. I did not. Fuck! That was a good look, and I missed it. That hole one is just eating me up a little bit. I mean, I guess I could stop playing aggressive at the hole and just go fat to the green. But then we get a right 10 putt that if you miss, it goes in the water. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If I'm going in the water, let's make it quick and be done with the round real quick. All right. So is it this, or I'm going to hit this hard with bite? Because we know it's going to check. Is it going to stop dead? No, it's going to check and come down. So could I hit a 10.5 with backspin there? Yeah, but then that first bounce I'm playing, I got to be perfect with the first bounce. That gave me a couple options for it to go in. And I got 21,000 out of it, so why not? I wish there was a way to make that, like, give you guys a number, or at least, I don't even, honestly, that's something I don't care if I give you guys the number. Give me a number at what speed the spin increases, but it doesn't work like that. Too hard. Shit. Deny. Okay, so, Jared, now my basic premise is I know my 5-wood gets above the top of the screen, and I use that as my guess. My 4-wood does too. The 3-wood basically, I think, stays on the screen a little bit, so I can use that. Yeah, absolutely. But, so like here, now, the question is, though, this is where the feel parts of it come in. You have to get a feel for where the apex of your ball is, so where we're at the top point, and how far away the obstacle is by looking at it. And that's where you're going to see most problems. But it's also, if you've never seen, I am a very big zoom Nazi. So if I'm at a Pegging event, and the machine they call me on is zoomed in and I can't see the top of the screen, I need them to change that, because I now don't have the same information as another player playing on a different machine. And I generally will go through and fix them all whenever we see them. But to me, it's one of the most important things to have the zoom correct. Now, if it's zoomed in where you have a border on the outside of it, so it's like it's zoomed in it's back out too far, that's fine. It just means I'm not getting the full size of the TV, and I don't care what size TV I'm on, because it's still the same aspect ratio to everything. So now here, I think the forward will clear this with no high T without a problem. Is it getting to the hole? Probably not. So I got to hit a 3, and if you look, the tree in front of me, well, you probably can't. Well, no, you guys can tell. The tree in front of me, I'm trying to compare to see, there's still a good 2 to 5 feet above the screen. So I'm thinking a 3-wood is not viable to clear the tree. I have to go to the left side of it, because that I can see. And I think by judging that, watching that, I was dead right. The 3-wood stays just inside my field of view for the whole shot. So if I see an obstacle that's outside, that has stuff above it, I can take my 3-wood out of the equation. And now it's just a guess. I'm going, all right, will the 4 clear it? Will the 5? The 5 absolutely would have cleared, I believe. And I think the 4-wood would have there too, but it would have been real close. But that's where, so then I just take the club, like, so I know the 3-wood is just at the very top and under the screen a little bit. So I knew right then and there that 3-wood was not viable to go dead straight over it. So now I just have to make a judgment call after that. Am I going to get the judgment right every time? No, absolutely not. But I'm giving myself all of the information that I can to make the most informed shot choice. Isn't that great? Yeah, that was actually great. Yes. Very good question, Jarrett. You've got 4 gold stars, Jarrett. And I don't know what that means. I'll give you guys a list of all the gold stars at the end of this. And then I'll hand it to Jason so he can decipher on who's winning a prize. Love you, Jason, if you're here. Whether you guys like Jason's stream or not, guys, we gotta give him credit. The kid's trying his goddamn ass off. I love it. I love it. Nothing but respect. I'll help him out every chance I can. Same thing, Skipper's streams, guys. If you haven't got a chance to look, take a look at Skipper's streams. He's really good at describing a lot of basics. Yeah, it's not one that's hard to follow completely either. All right, this one, we're going to go more foolish on this. But it's still, so if we look, and this is in general, right? And obviously you're going to have to make calculations based off of elevation, wind, and things like that. But with most clubs, 2 turns will get you back. 2 turns, full C straight to 2, will get back pretty much right to that spot. It's going to be real close because each club will cut a little bit more. So if I look here from where I'm at, 2 turns, 1, 2, I'm to the left of the hole. So if I want to hit this shot, I'm going to hit the full C, but I need to get this out to the right a bit. And this one's going to be quite a bit too, because if we look, going up on top of the hill, the ball will stop. If I'm just inside and hit the hill on a bounce, okay, that's going to kick right back at it. I don't want to kick it right back at it. I want to have it hit the green and basically one hop in. Yeah, you do. Dude, if you wanted to see impressive, right? Chris Litzinger with Cincinnati. He doesn't play much anymore, if at all. But he tore his rotator cuff in the right shoulder. And when it was him, Kins, and Haas were the 3 best in the world. Eversole in the mix a bit too, but him, Kins, and Haas were it. They were the guys. He shot lefty for like 2 months and was still goddamn near unbeatable. It was ridiculous. He's very talented. Now, I threw that way out, I didn't mean to, but it happens. I'm on the green. That's all that matters. I'm going to miss the putt now. No, we did it. All right, 275. Yeah, and it does. When you're getting... No. Okay, the forward swing doesn't make it snap. The thing that makes it snap is being past halfway on the pullback. And there is some basis in there, but for the most part, if I pull to the tips of the B, I'll never get a snap no matter how far out I throw it. Almost for guaranteed certain. You won't get a snap if you're inside of halfway on the pullback. Now, it's probably not exactly halfway, but it's one of those not measurable things because we don't have any tick marks to go by. It would be kind of interesting though if we put tick marks on the ball. And if I remember right, the PGA machines have more markings there around the ball. And it might be something we talk to IT about and have them include more of, because that doesn't do anything but make you more accurate. Oh, okay, that's bad luck. Hitting that solid tree trunk is bad luck because that was going on fine. I don't remember that ever being there, too. That's the first time I've ever done that. That hole's going to be the one that gets me. But we've gotten really bad looks on it, to be quite frank. Hitting the high tee shot and running through the trees would be the last thing I'd choose to want to do. The shot that we had almost every time when you were live on that course was you hit a driver C3 through the windmill. I mean, through the, whatever you call it, the bridges of Madison County. I had to see if that was over 100%, and that absolutely is. So the 6-wood's fine from there no matter what. Almost shot another ground. All right, so the question here is, how do we attack this pin? And the answer is simply, you don't. I'm going to cut it a little bit and try to get it in there a little, but I'm not backspinning this because the backspin's going to have a chance of making this snap short. I'm not going straight at it because then I don't have a very big landing spot. So I'm going here. I'm going to pull this almost straight back, and I'm going to throw it out left of the 2. Oh, no, go. It doesn't matter, Caesar. I don't mind any which way we look at it. Let me get you accepted. I got a bunch to accept here. Oh, okay. He added people. Cool. I'm accepting all of these right now. Okay, yeah, all right, there is nothing on a trackball that you could laser etch and make you a better player. That could never happen, because if you watch the ball, because of the design of the ball, everything spins back to the right and forward. It always goes this way. So any straight line will just fuck your head up. So that isn't cool. Now, if the ball was perfectly symmetrical, meaning we had a roller from choose club to B, and then one from 1 to 3, well, then you would have the same. It would have the same friction and the same. You'd have the same. What is it? What's the term? I want to say resistance coefficient. I might have made that up. Sounds really good, but you'd have the same resistance going in all directions, so the ball would spin true. Yeah, but that would be bad. And then you'd have to turn the ball and line it up. No, I don't want that. I just want cool designs. And I think that as a branding purpose for vendors and IT, that would be good. So I threw it way out. I cut it a little bit just to stick the green. And that's a thing too. Like, once you start learning to shape your shots, it's not even the fact that you're shaping it to adjust for the break on the green. I'm shaping it so that the ball is always going over something safe. So I can make my shot play nothing. Like, you can have a shot that's got water all around with a little tier over here. But if I play the cut right, I can follow that tier. So even if I miss it short, I'll still hit the safe spot and bounce up kind of thing. And that's where the shot shaping comes in, which is something that today's players have lost a bit, lost that skill, because with high tees and thumbing everything and stouts, you don't have to play those shots often enough. But if you had the ability to, it just can do nothing but improve your game. I mean, even Build-A-Bag has changed that completely. I don't know if Hot Rod's still here, but every one of us for the first 2 years of Golden Tee played the low loft set, which means that you went 4 wood, 1 iron, 2 iron, 3 iron, 5 iron. So you had to figure out how to hit that 3 iron to holes that were only 160 yards sometimes. And try it. It's tough. And you guys have seen, though, like if we play a 3-driver game, a 3-club game, the person that's played Golden Tee longer will be able to do that a lot better because we learned how to cut shots way down. I mean, you guys will see it now. I'll hit a driver to 250 sometimes. And I mean, that's just learning how to cut the ball down. What do we got here? 12 wind. This would have been a good set to go for, but we don't have the... This tee box doesn't have the line through the trees. I need one of the next two to make this there. So that's not there. I mean, we basically lose 2 strokes off of setups. I don't like that. Scrubbing distance. I like that. And those little tiny tricks. It's why stouts made the game more calculated for me. And as much as I don't think many players, I think that you're not getting better playing them as much. You can get really consistent with them, but you're never hitting any really different shots. But it's made my thumbs a lot more precise. Like, I mean, I'm way more precise with thumb shots now after playing with stouts. I wish there was a better way to play this hole, guys. There's just not another way. Because if that's still 310 in, it's going to be 400 from over here. Just not there. So we'll just cut a 3-wood high tee. Oh, we're going to leave it way short, but get a good kick. Did it come up? Yeah, I'm good. Adam, I had 2 good drafts today, I think. I'm very pleased. I tell you what, too, and I've always been a weight on quarterbacks guy my whole time playing fantasy. And this year, the 4th and 5th rounds have been falling where, God, the value is in taking one of those top 4 quarterbacks. I mean, in my leagues, one league I waited on quarterback, and we ended up getting kind of shafted at the end. So I got Trevor Lawrence, Jameis Winston, and Darnold just as my 3 quarterbacks. And I wouldn't have 3 quarterbacks ever, except I'm not confident with any one of those guys. So I wanted to have a lot of options to go to. Every other draft, though, like I ended up with Kyler Murray in the 5th, ended up with Dak in the 5th. I ended up with Josh Allen in the 4th. And honestly, I see that being the value right now. Like, because at that point in time, I'm looking wide receivers mostly, or reaching for a running back who I'm not confident with anyway. So where's my value? And I've also taken this last draft I did. I waited a bit on tight end, so I ended up with Higbee in like the 8th or 9th or 10th, something like that. But the other one I grabbed Waller in the 3rd. Well, is he really only 10 extra points? Because as much as, okay, Josh Allen was number 1, Kyler Murray was number 2, and And Mahomes was number 3 last year. Do I think that Josh Allen repeats as the number 1 quarterback? Fuck no, I don't. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. There's no way you go from a career 58% passer to almost 70% last year and not regress. Being that I don't like the running game, I think his legs are still going to be a viable thing. So that's good. Same thing with Arizona. Kyler Murray probably leads the league, probably the number 1 quarterback again, or second again this year because of the legs. Mahomes is just the luckiest man alive. The man has never been on a team that wasn't the better team, which is kind of goofy. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. I've never seen that in my life. Like somebody that's always had the most talented team on the field. But and then Dak, we took Dak there. I would have gone with Kyler again, but I don't like taking unless it's somebody I'm super high on. And I'll tell you the guy that I've been doing it with the most, who I have on most teams this year, more teams than anybody, is Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is on, I want to say, 4 out of 5 teams thus far. And that's just because, dude, the guy's a 10-touchdown, 1,000-yard machine every year. Denver's actually going to be pretty good, and their schedule is really bad to start. Do you honestly think that Fangio isn't going to make him the bell cow if he comes out and has 2 good games to start the season? Javonte Williams will hardly ever get on the field. I like that trade, actually. I don't mind that trade at all. I think Ezekiel's going to be top 3 this year. I actually am a big fan of that play. Now, we're going to talk about this here. Okay, 3 with thumbs isn't getting there for me no matter what. But it's probably the club that most people would hit. But how is he a sleeper, Adam? What in the world is going on? Why are people taking a rookie who rookies don't do shit in fantasy in the NFL? They just don't. Justin Jefferson did something last year. When was the last rookie that really mattered? Everybody loved Edwards-Helaire last year. I laughed in their faces. Drafting a fucking first-round rookie, especially on a very good team, is stupid. But so Javonte Williams is going in fucking what? Is he 4th round for most of the time? And I'm getting Melvin Gordon with the 100th pick in the draft. Absolutely. I'll take that all day for a starter. Barkley did. Now look at him now, though, too. I mean, he's kind of a shell of himself. And didn't he miss games that year, Al? And let's be honest, though. Javonte Williams... let's be honest, though. Javonte Williams isn't the guy that Barkley was. Barkley is almost like when he came out, it was like when LeBron James came out. He's going to be a stud. Cool. Is he, though, really? Moss is the other one. But since then, I mean, it's those 2 and then Justin Jefferson. That's really it. Tight ends especially. Like, I reached and grabbed Pitts in a league knowing that most likely he's not going to do shit. But so, I mean, why would I take Javonte Williams? I could see Javonte Williams getting fucking a third of the carries as Melvin Gordon. See, let's not forget, Melvin Gordon has been a very stable running back his whole career. I mean, last year he had Phillip Lindsay with him, 1A and 1B, and he still put up 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And we think a rookie's going to take him over? I doubt it. I love, too, watching people draft Najee Harris. I'm sorry, not viable to me. Not viable for me. Especially with Tomlin as a head coach. What was his rookie numbers, Al? And once again, random luck, because I don't think anybody had a... Let's see. I'm actually kind of curious. Let's just actually do... All right. CBS Sports ranked the top 20 rookie seasons of all time. Sammy Baugh, 1937. Greg Cook, 1969. All right, everybody's really... Ditka, 61. All right, Barry Sanders in 89. He didn't play a full season, though, did he? We're seeing here right now. Dick Butkus. Roethlisberger's rookie year, but that's just because he had a great... I mean, that was just a great record. Devin Hester, not really a viable. Dickerson, 1800. Okay, Dickerson, 1808. And 1808 and 18 touchdowns. That's one of the best ones I've ever seen. Randy Moss, Gale Sayers. I mean, that's really it, guys. That's really it. Now, if we're talking fantasy viable, God, I don't really think that... And AP's rookie year wasn't insanely good, though, right? Not enough to draft a first-round draft pick, fantasy-wise. And remember, Al, we're talking fantasy here, not real life. But though, I mean, all those people that you're looking at all-time, that's all-time, and those 20 seasons are it. So drafting rookie players and expecting them. Oh, I'll get you, Jarrett. If somebody wants to send me a Woodland invite, that would be fantastic. Well, let's see. I might get it here. All right, Caesar, yours is getting accepted right now, bud. But in general, yeah, we can all find the exception to the rule. Yeah, rookies aren't worth it. Now, later as Flyers, yeah, keeper leagues, great. Rookies are going to be good at some point. Now, see, to me, Josh Allen and Diggs are regression candidates big time. I love Allen as a player, but I love Allen as a player, and I think that team's going to be sick this year. I just think that we've got to curb expectations. I just don't see him I don't see him being that high of a completion percentage quarterback. I mean, we could be wrong that he was a low completion quarterback because he didn't have a viable wide receiver. Okay, now you throw Diggs on there, and he's a viable wide receiver now. So that could be it too. But man, you don't go from mid 50 percentage to 70 in a season. Like it's not sustainable. Oh, wow. It's like oh God, I can't think of his name, but he's one of my favorite picks this year. The kid from Myers, right? Is it Myers? Jacoby? Okay, so look at Jacoby Myers, right? He scored 0 touchdowns last year. Yeah, they've sustained it, but Allen, we're talking about Allen. We're talking about Josh Allen. I mean, you're talking about probably the 2 top players at their positions. Can we say that about Allen yet? I don't know. I just don't know. I think that's a riskier combo. It's actually pretty good, Al. It's actually a really good event. You played it 4 times already. No, and I'm not talking about... I'm talking about Josh Allen sustaining being a 70% completion percentage. It's just you don't have that dramatic of a change, and the change is what sticks. Oh, I like the holes. Doesn't change par too much, which is nice. Not changing par is really the biggest thing for me on events, to be quite honest with you. And we have the one hole that, but I got a feeling that once we get past the part, the early days with it, the rest of it, I got a feeling we're going to start seeing everything be perfect, like drivable almost every time. Damn it. And this hole, I don't understand. Like, I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time that I've played 5 to 10 games on this course and never gone through the goddamn bridge. This is silly. And actually, I might just start pulling out my old shot on that. I still remember I did it in a match. I think it was against John Jansa at a Chicago tournament. And when you guys see the shot I hit, it was pretty ridiculous. I ended up canning it on him, too. Gus Edwards, I mean, he's going to get the bulk of the carries. Well, hey, that's a good thought, but if we look at career numbers, Sean, I mean, unless he just became that player last year and he's going to be better, but he just never was that accurate of a passer until last year. Is it now that the field's opened up a bit more for him? Is he seeing things better? Yeah, that could all be true. I just can't book it yet. I can't book it yet. Do it 2 years in a row, and then I'm all in. I'm not saying I didn't draft him, and I don't think he's going to be fine. I don't think he finishes in the top 5 quarterbacks this year, though, personally. Okay, now. That rolled over that edge, and we see that this is a lip. I gotta feel like this putt would not go in. I think he went 55 and then 52 and then 70 last year. That's a huge change. It's just not. I can't book it. Yeah, but no. My last draft, I drafted him in it. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, I drafted him in my $500 league. That was mainly because of value play there. The whole thing with me for fantasy this year is when you get 3rd and 4th round, unless one of the elite wide receivers drops to you, for the next 3 rounds, all of the wide receivers are identical. If you looked at all of their numbers, you couldn't, if you just looked at their numbers, you wouldn't have any idea who the receivers were. Like, they're all so close. So at that point, I don't need to take a wide receiver there, even though my roster should, if I'm building my roster, I look at it and go, God, I need a wide receiver. But I can wait around and take an upside quarterback like Kyler Murray. Even round 3, the wide receivers aren't that great comparatively. So I found myself with, like, I've got Waller. I got Waller this last draft where that was where the value was. Oh, that's wet. That's a bad shot. Woo, saved it. I love me some fantasy football. And when Al talks too, guys, Al and I pretty much dominated our keeper league for the last 10 years. All right, here we go. We're going to go for this. We're going to watch it again. So that tee box is going to be your optimum box. Now, when we played it live, that shot wouldn't have been there for that setup because that wind in my face would have been too much with no stouts. Now with stouts, I almost want a little wind in my face from that box. All right, so now how do I decide where I want to go here? This way I get the whole run of the green, even though I got a little bit more wind to fight from here. It's going to be rare that I don't stick this for a putt, unless I go past the hole getting too aggressive, but that's probably the better way to go. That's where, if you could place it somewhere, you want to place the ball right here. God, fantasy football's great. It's an incredible game to play. I don't... There's not many things in sports that get me excited as that. My White Sox right now, yes. Any Chicago team doing well will make it better than fantasy. But really, NFL is like the one sport. If my team sucks, I'm still watching every play of every game. Let's be honest. Yeah, baseball's America's pastime, but our country's an NFL country, dude. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that NFL. And I mean, during the Jordan times and shit, it was NBA. Not anymore. It does. It is. I mean, literally, NFL is so big, it stole Sundays from fucking religion. That's amazing. That still is amazing to think about. All right. We're going to go hard at the ace here. Yeah, that's weird. I just noticed it's 3 par 3s. I'm expecting like, all right, I'm at 27. I'm going to get to like 33. Good. So 30, that's probably, for the most of the games that we're going to see, par is probably going to be 29 or 30. Like I said, it can rare get up to 32 on this look. I'm not banging out games to try to find 132 par because the order to get it, you have to try to drive sandy too. Oh, cool. Shit. Sorry, Jarrett. I totally forgot. But we got a couple woodlands coming. So we're going to play it back-to-back after this event. So just pray I water hole 1. Because then we'll just DNF. All right, 308. Pins on the left. I mean, it's a 3-wood. It has to be a 3-wood. The whole thing is you can't really lay off of this one, though. Because if I lay off of that, I hit the hill and I'm in trouble no matter what. Oh my god, dude. All right, well, I'm DNFing it now. All right, so Woodland, it's going to be a really important course to learn where to position your shot on the tee shot. And get good with your positioning shots. Approach shots, if you put it in the right spot, are all very easy on Woodland. But if you put it in the wrong spot at all, you basically shut down. You basically don't have a shot on your approach. And we'll show you. The other thing that's important here is you want the 9.5 and 10.5 drivers. Not. We don't want. We're gonna play both of these back to back. Yeah, it was pretty full, and I mean, it was pretty full. Now, what I could do there on that setup when it's like that, back it up on the box so I'm not risking going long, and then I could just hammer it. But that was awfully close to going long. So that one's a little tough. Now, can I get this up for a chush? That pin is really up front, and we got a slope in front of it. I'm not playing for a chush here. But we're gonna try to hit a C3 anyway. No, I'm gonna hit the trees on the right. This is just gonna be a banger drive straight out. Yeah, it ended up being a full shot. Now, would I have liked to taken it down a little bit? Yes, but to drop a ball from max to 4 or 5 miles per hour off is probably one of the hardest things to do in Golden Tee. It really is. Oh, wait a minute. Was I thinking? No, I'm sorry. Woodland isn't the one that I was thinking. I was thinking this was Auburn. God damn. Again, important on approach shots, but this is the style it used to be. Like, you had to be really precise. Your approach shots were the most important thing. Now you can fucking put a ball 1,700 different places on every hole and have no problem getting to the green at 2. All right, we got a par 3. And honestly, unless it's a must, I never want to hit an 8.5 driver as my approach shot. There's no way I could have tried to even get close with it. Now, a lot of people play this. There's a lot of ways to play this. You can murder like a 3 would, dead straight, have it hit the trees. The problem with this is sometimes you'll hit 3 trees or 4 trees, and sometimes you'll hit 1. So is that viable? On this setup, it might very well be. Now with our 9 woods and our 8 woods, if you're back far enough on this box, you can just hit a high 9 wood like C2 over the top. Not viable here. We're too close. We're never over anything. So here, all I'm doing is this, and I don't even low tee this shot. Just playing my punch 8.5 driver with roll. I hit that a little softer than I wanted to. I want to hit the bridge inside first, because where I did it there, I brought that edge of the lip into play. If I would have hit that 3 miles per hour harder, I hit that edge and I'm back in the middle of nowhere. So that to me is the safest look at that shot. Now this hole's a bitch, dude. You can have setups on this where you can't get it up far enough. Luckily we got a good, I mean, we're way back, but we have an outwind and no rain. So this one will get up the hill pretty far and I won't have too much to worry about. Now I'm fucked though. I caught it. I fucking hit that. All right. Now, I'm in the rough, right? I have a straight line maybe to get this to the green. Not a very good one. So, but we all know you can't really cut out of the rough, can you? Yes, but not necessarily true. If you play a cut out of the rough and you throw it out directionally, you'll see that ball hardly turns back. All right? But if I cut it out of the rough and hit it straight, I'll get about half the cut that I'm thinking I would, and I'll lose some distance. Now, here, I would like to be able to go up another club, but this isn't viable at this. So I'm going to half cut this. So think like if I was going to hit about a quarter to the tip of the B to cut back to this pin, I'm going to double it. So I'm going to go half on this, and I'm going to hammer this. And I should get enough cut for this to come across. Now, I'm going to try to go a click or two to the right just to make sure to miss that tree. But if I go out any farther than that, the ball just won't cut back at all. And the distance just wasn't there. But you saw that cut quite a bit. So that was a bad tee shot to put it in the rough, but otherwise I would have been fine. Why did that not fucking break right? Whatever. A little off on my shots tonight. I'm not very accurate as we speak. All right, so the high 6 would be fine. I think a medium 6 would even be fine through there. But I don't like the distance on it. There's no way I'm going to keep it close. Now, the high 9, this should be pretty good. No obstacles. I can get it way up there. And there is a setup or two where that hole becomes almost not drivable. You can skip it through the trees. It's a tough shot. And I've hit it a couple of times in the past and gotten it to work, but it's not if it's that setup, I generally just go out to the fairway. All right, so that tree's behind me. We're not worried about that at all here. So we're going to just go with the bite spin 9 wood. I'm going to hit in the rough first. I don't know how the bounce is going to go. It looks like the slant will kick me a little right. But we're going to just play this to hit there and kick up anywhere. Well, the 6, I would have had to high tee the 6, and that would have been fine. But a high tee 6 is more like a 260 club, and if I try to nerf it down on that, I'll hit the top of the trees. So I just wanted to have the club that I can murder. All right, guys, that's pretty much exactly how I thought that was going to work out. Now, before I would have been hitting an A1 or C3, but I think I can hit my drives consistently. I can be more accurate, and the distance isn't that far off. So now I got my line in that I want. Now, I could go over the top. The 5 wood's completely fine here. I could cut it around, But we're just going to hit the 5. Got bills to pay. Thanks, Jared. All right. Now, this hole can set up differently, too. This is a great look. Now, we're not worried about the tree line here because where I'm aiming from, nothing to worry about. Now, if I release this, keep an eye on this. I'm going to hit this with release. Let's see if it's still above the screen. It should be. It's way above the screen. So that's a good starting point. And it's really just it's just an elimination tactic for me. Because once it's above the screen, you can't really tell where the ball's going to be above the screen. Now there, I want it to turn back to the left enough to either be to the left of this tree or hit it far enough that I'm under it and not have to be in play. I'm fine. I'm around it. Run away now. Meet me on the east side. All right, cake par 3. Let's go low T release here. That way I'm only going to play this ball with a little bit of break. Now, the other part is that the low T release is great when you're still going full speed when it's getting to the hole. On a shot like this, I'm going to be a little bit short of it going full speed. So I'm not going to play it like a right 5. I'm going to play it like I think it's going to break like a right 3. So I'm only going to move it left a little bit. And I pushed it left too. So now I hit that dead straight. I moved it too far. So I could have almost played that with no break whatsoever on the approach. Yes, exactly. YouTube is acting up. I don't think so. Get Ashley in here. She'll fix it. I don't think we're having any YouTube issues. Might be your end. Let me see what they're telling me. Yeah, it looks good here. So now this is another one. All right, your goal here, you can go straight and get it towards the tip here, right? Up top. It's a hard shot. If I'm to the left of this little tip, I'm not getting there in 2. So I want to be down low. Now we got to figure out what we can do to get it down low. Can I go high tee something straight? Do we think the 10.5 is going to clear that with a high tee? Maybe a 3-wood? Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I think the 3-wood does clear this high tee. And I never had the ability to do this back when this course was here. And I think the 10.5 would have been fine too. But we're plenty far up now. We can go at this hole. We can get at this hole. Remember, we're going to be going uphill on this, so that first bounce is going to bounce farther. So don't play this to the pin distance. Play it a little short, and I'm going to play it up to the top right-hand side because it's going to bounce high. It's going to bounce forward pretty hard, and then it's almost going to make a straight left turn once it gets the second bounce. Yeah, 10.5 was over that too. But guys, realistically, on a straight shot, the 10.5 and the 3-wood high tees are pretty goddamn close. It's something we should look at after this and see what the differences are. Now, okay, the 3-wood looks like the right distance, right? But we all know if I hit a straight 3-wood over 120, this ball's over the screen. So why not go down to the 4 and hit it hard with bite? That was almost a max swing, and I didn't fly it. So I pulled in the shot that allowed me to hit it full. Trying to hit a 3-wood with a 120-ish kind of range, you don't have as much play in it. You don't have as much risk. You don't have as much room for a mistake. Now, you'll see a lot of people wanting to hit a full on this type shot, and that's fine. I just prefer to go half cuts. And honestly, I kind of want to hit the 3-wood here, but I just don't know if it clears all the trees the whole way. So I'm going to... I changed the whole plan up there. Right? Yeah, the full is pretty safe, but I'm going to still tell you, you give me 100 shots against somebody with fulls, different shots, obviously. If it's a repetition shot, then this goes out the window. I'm looking at the obstacle, and I'm aiming at it still. You're fucking hitting a shot. You're just hitting the ball. I'm aiming it. I don't think it's as easy to aim with a full. It's not. It's safer a ton of times, but I can't pick my spot as easily. Season shade. Yeah, the low 9.5 would have gotten under there too. And if you go low 9.5, it's 8.5, right? And then low 9.5 is a little lower. It's a little bit lower, not much lower, but it's lower than the low 8, than the medium 8.5. Absolutely. Now, the play that I play here most of the time, right? If I have to, you can hit a C3 with a 9.5 driver from here, and it barely clears the hill, and will cut back down. You get a shot from there. Most of the other box on the left, you get a straight look down the rough, like right here. You'd end up with the ball here. Today, though, we could just high tee a 5-wood or a 4-wood, maybe even a 3 if we wanted, and just put it on the fairway. And where the pin is, this is probably the best shot that we're going to have at this. If the pin was to the right, I wouldn't want to be here. And I really wish I thumbed that out left. My God. But yeah, in general, so yes, the low 9.5 will be lower than an 8.5. So that would have gotten under. But I think there's a couple setups on that where the low 9.5 hits the bottom parts of the trees. It's just going to be totally going by feel for me. I was getting greedy there. Oh my God. Dude, I'm just not getting the ball to go left at all. Weird. So now this is a great spot to, when you got water short and water long, this is great spot to get used to your thumb shot distances where you're going to control the spin. I want to have spin on this shot, but if I was to go with this club with spin, I'd have the amount that I have to hit this harder than that, bite hits this green and I'm wet. So hitting the 9-wood would have to be a no spin shot. And even then, I'm going to catch the up 7, and it's going to kind of curve and speed up and follow like the curve of the green. It's almost like this. Think about when you hit release or hit nothing into a tiered green. You notice it kind of gets stuck in the crevice and follows the line down. This does that in that same kind of respect. So what I'm thinking here is this. A flip thumb bite 6. It's not going to spin hard. And when you thumb a shot with bite, as long as the first bounce doesn't get to the fringe, it generally doesn't have enough speed to suck through the fringe. If that makes sense. It just doesn't have enough speed to suck through the fringe. So it's really good to get those down. And it's also good to get used to your 6-wood only actually being like a 225-yard club and not a 235-yard club. That ball, I thumbed that. Yeah, let's take a look at Grand Canyon. Where is I have one right here. Oh, Jared, anytime, man. I need you guys to do that. Otherwise, it's just my choices, and I'm bad at making choices. We got a really good look to start this one. And that's really bad luck. To hit the fucking downslope on that is almost, it's almost like I couldn't do that if I tried. If I would have hit high up, that ball bounces a lot softer. Oh, well, it's still an eagle. I'm trying to be greedy there, though. Most of the time when that's drivable, when you see that anytime that hole is under 400 yards, it's drivable. And it's a C3 in almost every time. and you hang it out, it'll hit the rough and kick back left towards the hole. Well, you just used one of your stars that you earned earlier in order for me to play that course. So you're down to 3 stars. Oh, God. Let the moisture commence. I agree with you. And not the hardest or easiest. It's just they're terribly designed holes. Banking off rocks 3 holes in a row is absolutely stupid. I hate it. It made one of my favorite courses of all time into one of my least favorite. Now, but one of the things I've always prided myself on is coming up with shit. And hole 16 did allow me to come up with one of my most unique shots I've ever played. Oh no, that's bad. Oh, we got lucky. Your hands clap. The double eagle on 16 is... That shot feels great every time I hit it. Now, you also have to learn how much wind in the face and height will change how your ball bites or releases. So if I had release on that, that ball would have basically plugged. It would have come out like a limp dick. It would have... Bleh. Right? But since it's coming down, that bite played more than that. Hey, you're still almost a blue chip level, Jarrett. There it is. That's moist 2, maybe? No. It's a pretty good... It's a pretty easy course for the most part, but once again, you have approach shots that need to be perfect. Yes, that's it. So, this course has a special meaning to me, too. So, it was... This was awesome. And I was being really cocky, but we were at the Orlando event for when this course was live. And it was at the old break time billiard, so it was really big place. I whiffed the ball. I whiffed the fucking ball again. I've done that like 5 times already. What the fuck is that? Now I'm screwed. There goes my hole out. But let's just play this up and get a hole out on the next one. Ugh. But, so, I was being really cocky that day, thinking I'm the greatest player in the world. I was good back then. I'm way better now, put it that way. So, but I bought one of the blind bids in the Calcutta, I think the second blind bid, and took myself. Right? Well, it worked. I'm in the finals on this course against Duncan, right? So, I go to use a tee on this hole. And I must have missed the button or set the tee again right away. But when I moved it over to the right, I knocked it off the tee and went 5 feet. Well, Duncan would not give the stroke back. Not only, though, if you know the hole, not having a high tee for this shot makes the shot much, much harder. I mean, this setup is really not good either. But this shot's really hard without a high tee. So I ended up trying to get it, and I didn't get wet, but I saved birdie on it. I mean, I made par because with no tee, I got it up, but I ended up in the rocks. So it just wasn't, I didn't have a very good shot coming in. Ugh. I don't like this setup one bit. We're going to hit a full and hammer it. And I'll take that all day. And I said I was hammering it, and I kind of thought about it when I was hitting it and laid off of it a little. So that wasn't a hammer. Yeah, but so I end up losing to Duncan there then. Second place, though, buying yourself as a blind bid is... I was pretty happy with myself. I think I came home with like $4 in my wallet, too. What the fuck was that? I have a little off on my speeds tonight. I will just blame it on medicine or something. I gotta blame it on... I'll blame it on you guys. How about that? Your fault tonight. It's because I gave all my stars away to Jarrett. But you notice how much that bit and that's a down 4. Now, the wind and the height made that come in. And if you think about how your ball flight's trajectory is, when I'm that high up, especially with a 6-wood, it's not moving forward when it is landing. It's moving backwards a lot of the times or coming straight down. And when it comes straight down, your obviously spin's going to play more. That one, you're just playing it into that gap. Hit it with a full A1. You'll have it stick closer to the wall sometimes. This one, John, I'm very happy with the team. I'm always going to be happy with my team right after the draft. We'll see how it goes. In my keeper league, I wasn't pleased about it, but I had the 10th pick, I believe, in the keeper league. No, I'm sorry. I had the 10th pick in the $500 league, right? But and Saquon fell that far. I was off of him almost every chance I had this year. But my other guy that I liked at that spot went at like pick 5 is Aaron Jones. So I ended up having Saquon. We'll see how it goes. I did build a lot of depth at running back. So if he's hurt or doesn't play well right away. But I got to take a chance at the 10th pick at Saquon. There's not anybody else there that I like. And like I said, I like to mitigate risk throughout all the leagues. I didn't have any shares of Saquon the whole time. So I put him back. I took him this time. Whew. Dude, that isn't me. That wasn't me at all. That didn't come off right, but we'll get it. Not well. I mean, honestly, if I looked at the meter, I didn't see it when I hit it. But I feel like I aimed that directionally right. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay. I'm going to want you guys to do this every time on this hole. Now, a lot of the times if we're on the front box, you can drive the screen going straight. But this is even a great layup. Because look at the surface that we're on when it stops, right? It is cliff. That is fairway. This is a normal shot. It's going to play like I'm in the fairway. So this angle coming in gives me almost no obstacles to deal with. And watch my backspin. This will backspin like crazy. Normal backspin. So I didn't start doing that until now, this year, maybe last year. That is the right way to play that hole. Put it up in that gap all of the time. I used to only look at that when it was drivable, but no, why wouldn't I want to play a fairway shot from 90 yards rather than a fairway shot that I have to cut that's got risk over and long, has risk short and long, when I could just hit a shot that's a thumb shot straight from 95 yards. That is the way to play that hole. So if you're watching tonight, you have to agree. If you want to stay watching, you want me to keep going, you guys all have to agree that that is the right shot. You have to play it that way. All right. This is really close to be drivable. The problem is you need a wind going any bit left to right. I don't care about wind in my face, even though the wind in your face does help. But with stouts, the half wind is fine. But the shot here would be a bank high T 5 wood with the wind in my face, high T 6 wood if the wind is blowing out. And you're just aiming at the middle of that rock that's right in front of me to the right. So like pretty much straight from here, it's a couple clicks to the right. The problem is the angle that this comes off at, no matter what I did, it would be almost impossible to get that to hit the rock and not go in between the gap and the two, in between the fairway and the green. So this would not be drivable in my mind. So I'm just going low T driver. And I pushed that way too far out. It's only a click left, and I aimed that way too far out. Let's see, though. Do we have a way to get this on? No. So we're taking our birdie. Maybe get an eagle. We'll see if we can stick this and make it. Okay, we saved the eagle. That is the way to play that shot, apparently. Your tears for another day. All right, let's hit the stupid shot. We've seen us play this hole normal quite a bit. Let's hit the stupid shot. This is why this hole sucks. Yes, Cliff will always play like fairway. Cliff will play like fairway. Stone is fairway. Stone is fairway. Cliff is fairway. The other ones are the ones that aren't going to work, that are killing distance. Path, rock. I don't know. There's another one in there. There's one that's on Hidden Temple where you get the fucked up lettering. The thing you can look at, though, is look at your overhead view and look at if your distance is off by a dramatic amount. If it's off by more than like 10%, then you're not going to be able to cut it off of that surface. You're going to get less spin, and you're losing some distance. But we're going to hit this like the stupid way. And I hate this shot. It's stupid. That drives me crazy. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely standard. You'll see it every time. And it's a mistake. Cliff should not be... honestly, it's what ruins Hidden Temple for me. There is no way that par 5 with that fucking concrete pillar in the middle... You should have never even thought to go there because you look at that and there's paths everywhere. Yeah, backspin would work out of there, and sometimes you want the backspin because you'll get more bounces before it gets down, and a lot of the times that shot's viable because it bounces in there, and like your 18th to 20th bounce is when it gets to the green, so once it hits the 20th bounce, the ball stops dead. So you'll see a lot of the times you hit it way up there, and it's coming down really hot, and it hits the green and just stops. Because of the 20 bounce rule. 20 bounce rule is a real thing. I still don't know if it's technically 20 bounces because you can't always see it, but it will stop on the 20th bounce, and it's right about there. We have always said 20 bounce rule. I've never gone and checked it, but it seems about right. And this is a rare shot here because I'm almost every other time I'm hitting this ball, if the pin is up top or to the left. Yeah. Yes, Racing. I think that hole was a great hole, except for that it's fairway in the middle of that. If it was going to be fairway, put fucking fairway in there. But in all actuality, looking at that course when you started playing it, you should have gone, okay, I can't go there. I have to go fairway. And for the first like week or two of the courses, I always went to the fairway because that should be path. And it should be, I mean, from the path at 260... Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But you're looking at 260 to 290 into that pin. Well, off of path, a driver is only 220. You would not be able to get there. So realistically, no one should have ever tried to go there. Never should have even tried to go there. Except for the fact that poor design. Oh, we dropped clubs. But for the most part on this hole... you're going to be banking a 3-wood or 4-wood into the wall. What you'll find is if you hit it with roll, it comes off that wall really hard and will get to the far side of the green. If the pin's up close, you hit backspin and it kind of comes off really soft. God, that should have been a 28 or 29 very easily. Ugh, that was bad. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'll play that other woodland real quick, too. Just get it out of there for you. I think I'll be ending around 11 tonight. Not much later. I tell you what, I've been standing here doing drafts and shit all day. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that. Let me play this one against the New Jersey folks. Now, if you guys haven't checked it out, check out Trash House Network. It's our non-prize play state friends. You got Steve, Johanna, Chris. They had a couple new guys out there today. You got Marley, you got Carly. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and Lauren. There we go. You can't forget Lauren. But it's a great group of fucking people, and they're actually giving away a Clash one, a Clash a trip to the Clash. So I put this invite with him, and I said, hey, if one of you beats me on this, I'll give you guys, I'll buy an entry to Dallas for you guys too, to give away. So I don't want to lose. Now, shit, I might hit a straight shot and line up for a chush. I'm going to try to get this C3 out. If I hit this C3 at 155 or higher and get it full C3, I'm on the green. Most likely I'm going to miss this left, though. Yeah, see, look at that. 151 on this hole. That's broken. I did not only hit that 151, I hit that as hard as you can hit a fucking trackball. That ball should have read full distance, and it doesn't. Oh, God, yeah. One of my favorite moments in Golden Tee streaming was great. So they do a ladies' night, too, because they got a bunch of chicks that are pretty decent and getting better every day. They're not quite, and Brittany, John, your girl Brittany's up there. Cam, I'm getting there, man. I'm still not right. You can hear it. I'm congested. I don't feel great. Yeah. But one of my favorite things that ever happened on a stream was during their ladies' night. It was one of the first ones that they did, maybe a second one. We had a bunch of us in there, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to make a hole-in-one pot for you guys here, right? And everybody starts jumping in. I start off, I put like $100 in the hole-in-one pot. And we get it up to like, I want to say there's like 400 in the pot. So they're playing Lake Powell. And Johanna starts talking shit. And I was like, Johanna's like, I was like, you guys aren't going to get one of these aces. My money's safe. And Johanna goes, no. When we get to 16 on Lake Powell, you know, the tiered green one? She's like, I'm going to ace that hole. And I was like, no way. And I go, if you ace that hole, I will double the pot. Yes, sure enough, the bitch nailed it. Jarred it. The video's out there on a Twitch clip somewhere, and I'd have to find it for you guys. But she hit a gem of a shot. Now, it did happen to be probably one of the best looks I'd ever seen on that hole. But she nutted it and made a good $800, I think, was the end total. Sometimes my mouth gets me into trouble. But it was worth every set. All right, now. Any driver, 8.5, 9.5. Oh, yeah, that hole's tough to ace. I said 16 is the tiered green one. Yeah, I'm right. So, 125 will generally get this bounce off the hill, kick it up. We got a little wind in our face, but this is just a backspin driver. We got to make sure, though, it's always offset a little bit much. I don't like this line. This line, though, if you look, though, between me and the pin, the hill in front of it's the big part of the hill. If you're to the right too far, it's too low, and it doesn't bounce up enough. So I have to push this left off the tee. And you got to hit it. But I didn't hit it hard enough, and I didn't cut it enough. I'm really happy with where it ended up, though. That's not. If I could put it there every time, I would take it when the pin's up top. God, they're giving us the setups that I hate. All right, we're going to go for the fairway. Wow, Caesar. I love the fact that your viewing pleasure. Yeah, she's good. She can play. Yeah. Well, I got in a game. I always try to. I try to make it a point to get in a game with as many people as possible that I've never played with at a tournament. And it was a lot easier for me this time, not being hammered drunk. But I played a game with John and Brittany right away, and I was like, you guys just need to keep playing. There's not anything you're doing way wrong. I'm sure I said a couple of things I hope that resonated, but John's getting all my info here. I mean, what did she win? 9? She won 9 matches in pink. Oh. If it don't. Won't you say so? But I mean, you guys got it though, and guys, if somebody can't, all right, the state of Golden Tee now. When I started playing, it was figure shit out on your own or randomly find some people better than you, right? You didn't have 7 Facebook groups, you didn't have 15 streamers, you didn't have 800 YouTube videos to take a look at. You just had to get better on your own. Dude, if somebody has nowadays starts playing and they have the will, you can get really good really quick. You can get really good really quick. If you're not getting better and you're acting like you have the will, it's because you're not taking the initiative to get better. There's too much info out there. The shot meter helps you out a ton too. There's just too many ways. It's not, I don't like the people that are sitting there saying, "Well, the game was harder and better back then." Great, it was better. It was better for you. Some people, and for the majority of people, don't want it to be super hard. Like I don't want to go out and play Golden Tee and shoot +2s. Like that would never make me want to play again. I'm putting my money in that machine to feel good about myself, not to shoot a +2. You do, John. I agree. At this point in time for you guys, though, John, either wait and save up, grab your coin, get a new PGA when they come out, or when they release PGA, you got to be careful of that. I got arrested a few times for banging at bars. I mean, of course, the girls were sleeping most of the time, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. But wait until they release. If you want to get a home edition, wait until commercial edition releases for the PGA, and then start calling vendors and ask if they want to sell it. So if they want to sell their old shit, that's one recommendation. Or wait until they get up to having the PGA home edition, because guys, the price is going to be almost identical. Not a noticeable difference between the cost of the machines that we have now and what PGA comes out costing. And in fact, I think the new home edition might end up costing less than what our current iteration does. It all depends on if they decide to make a package where you don't have to have the TV in or anything with it. This is one of those random times. If I had non-stouts, this is drivable. And then the other thing, John, when you do, well, Jerry, it all depends. What I would love for you to do, though, is when you get to that point, it all depends on the hardware in it, right? And it all depends on what the market does as well. But if you do start talking to an operator in your area, I would love for you to get me a picture. It really depends. It really depends on how long you're willing to wait for it. I'm assuming right when the new commercials come out, a lot of vendors aren't going to drop their pants on the price right away. But we'll see. But what you need to do, though, is at the very least have the vendor get an image, and I'll show you which screen that you want, because it'll tell us all we need to know about the machine and whether or not it's going to be a value buy. Or is it going to be a fair price? Is it a value buy, or are you getting ripped off? I mean, let's be honest, right? Andrew Russell, he chimed in right at the start of this. He ended up he didn't win the home edition that I raffled off, but he was about to buy a machine that from a vendor or a company that said, "Oh yeah, this is a brand new machine. It's all refurbished shit in it, but it's all the newest stuff." And I got him to get an operator menu picture of all of it, and they had a nice screen deck, looked good, dude. It was running the software. It was running the software of the machines from when Live first came out. I was running the hardware of the machines from when Live came out, and they were trying to charge them full freight. That no good. That hardware is dog shit. I mean, a 14-year-old motherboard, a graphics card that's probably 10 years old, like that shit is terrible. Like that, no. So, and guys, I'm always willing to help. So if you do end up running in to that, you're buying a used machine, I'll show you the menu screen after this game. Just get a picture of it for me, and I'll tell you where the value should be at, what price. And then you guys can have a little bit more info to go on, and if it's worth your money or not. It's the last thing I'd want to see is somebody get totally ripped off here. Well, if my schedule doesn't change as of right now, there's no way I'm going to the Clash. I can't do it. I can't reasonably risk getting sick, and bringing it to my family. I can't do it. I just don't feel right about it. And then also, Jerry, some point here in the near future, once I get word from IT, about when I can get a PGA, then I'm going to be giving away this machine. And I think that Daniel Camp came up with a great idea, and I think it's going to be, I'm going to do like a $20 a man tournament where I'll pay out probably second place, and first place gets the machine. But it'll be a handicapped, and I'll do probably like a 75% handicap or 80% handicap. Yeah, absolutely, John. Please do. Just so you guys know, I'm not offended if you guys ever friend me and message me on Facebook or anything like that. You text me. Don't call me, though. I don't like talking on the phone most of the time. I have to talk enough for this. We're going to play this. We'll play this Misty. And then everything else I can leave for Wednesday. But I have no problem answering questions and fucking helping you guys out, guys. If I'm not winning tournaments and I can't say I'm the best player in the world, I might as well be the most helpful, right? So I got that going for me. Yeah, I'll be looking for Dallas, too. Well, John, didn't I tell you guys that right away? Like, you expect to miss about 2 putts per course. Shit that you wouldn't miss, but you're going to do that when you're qualifying your first time. And it's not even just nerves. You can have 0 nerves. You could have popped a goddamn Xanax. All right, Gomez, you can keep me around. But now that you were the top qualifier and you got the first time you finished ahead of me in a tournament, like I gotta think like, okay, it's not as much of a freebie as I think they are. And you did break the seal in those last 2 that you set. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, I'll still do it at tournament shit that I don't miss. No, dude, but what you guys don't realize is that if nobody asks questions, like, yeah, I can be verbose if need be, but, man, you guys get me on a tangent. Sometimes it's fun. Oh, my God, absolutely, Jared. You probably wouldn't be the lowest handicap there. Fox is a very good player, and he probably helped you stay even keel. Oh, get it, Mark, get it. All right, you guys got it. Put a course. First one to get 2 people to say the same course is going to be the course. All right, well, Jerry knows. Hey, I saw a guy that was about a 5 handicap puke in his hands and try to keep playing after doing it. So no matter what, you're never going to be the worst. I gotta say, I I don't understand Mertzing, right? If you guys know anything of the history of Golden Tee, before Live came out, and even after Live came out, Josh was one of the best players alive. And now it's like he's talked himself into not being good. When he actually, in all respects, is really, really fucking good. I can't knock that. McCook and I had a history of taking off all of our clothes when we were playing. Ooh, I like teal. That's a fun one. All right, we're going to bank this. I might go skip, water, back wall, come back down. Here we go. I didn't hit the water. Sorry, guys. I'm a liar. I'm a fucking liar. Oh, this takes a bomb. Mark Tate, teal it is. All right, we got 2 teals. Hey, Rick. Oh, I whiffed that ball. That's a big whiff. Does it really matter? Nope. All right, we got it. Well, Gomez can't use an excuse. He knows this course. He knows teal. I'm going to use the excuse that I'm getting fucking sticky deck. I got sticky hands right now. I might have to go wash them beforehand. With this sick beat. Got his new girlfriend. I'm just gonna shake. With the hella good hair, why don't you come over, baby? We can shake, shake, shake. Ooh. All right. Oh yeah, he did. Well, somebody as experienced as he is on that has to know that a bogey probably doesn't end his day, but a stroke limit does. All right, we can't go deep here, so we got to go down this way. Your just goal is to get it up on that dirt without any trees in front of you. So hopefully you get good luck. I did not. I fucked that up. Ah! Well, yeah, it can be, but where that pin was, if you missed that putt without a C putt, it was going wet. And it's not one of those putts that you can guarantee you're making because you don't know what the hidden break is in there. I'm going under. Wow, racing. I think the only person left in my life that calls me Mark is my mom and my wife's mom. All right, what do we got here? Because I just learned this shot the other day. The high 6-wood gets through this gap. So I have a chance. My least favorite course of all time. Canyon's up there, but I like the whole course except for that end. I'd probably put... Honestly, Jamaica Bay is one of my favorite courses of all time. But 8-hole 18 is the worst hole they've ever designed. So if you take the times when the tier doesn't come into play, I love the course. Otherwise, I think it's terrible. I'd have to pull up my list. Let me look and see. All right, Coral. Oh yeah. Oh, the remastered. Yes, Coral Ridge is absolutely a terrible course. It is a horrible course. Let me look here. Wow, everything I have on here is all fucking... Let's look. I got a summer swing template. This should have all... Nope, that's just got years. No. Where is my listing? Ah, there we go. A blank super suck. No! God damn it. That's not it either. Where the fuck is my list of courses? Because I got to go through and pick. No. I don't mind tropical. I heard that putting on 18 is really difficult, though. Mystic Hills isn't a great course, but it's not nearly as terrible. It's not nearly as terrible as Coral Ridge. Coral Ridge is going to be tough to beat. Oh, I was just kidding. Oh, Justin, I was sorry, just kidding. Oh my God, did you miss a putt on that somewhere? Oh, that was you. Now, was that against Eddie? Okay, guys, you guys are good sports. I appreciate it. Sunnywood's not a terrible course. Yeah, that is Sunnywood. Okay, so now, Justin, I know your misfortune is actually what taught me how to chush. His chush on one with me commentating is now gotten me comfortable enough to chush. I whiffed that ball. It's kind of good that I did, though. Jesus. Okay, Rhineland, that window, the window almost made me quit playing Golden Tee completely because that obstacle should not be able to be gone through. You can't go through obstacles in this game. So I hope you can take solace in the fact. And I tell you what, if I win World Championships this year, I'll be sure to point it out. That'll go on my interview. All right, now, I got a pin up top. Yeah, we're going to try to go hard at the... Cool. You could get 20% of my penis. So, yeah, I'll give you 0.8 inches anytime you want it, dude. All right. Oh, did I accept yours? It is a little boring, but at least the shots are hard and you feel accomplished when you stick them. All right, let me go. Let me look at this list of course. I gotta find my course list. God damn it, where is it? Not that. How about the one that's called course list? That's a good list. Okay. All right, for Golden Tee Live, I like all the first-year courses. Eagle Crest is pretty bad. I think Grand Savannah's pretty bad. But at least there's some fun shots on it. Great Wall, that's kind of shitty. Falcon Sands is up there on bad courses. Dusty Bend probably up there in my list too. That's really it. Then you get to where the game got really fun again. Yeah, so really for me, a bad course has to be a very low par. That would never be it. Let me, I'm going to swipe in and I'm going to go wash my hands real quick. I don't know what it is too, but with the medicines that I'm taking, like my body temperature is changing like crazy. Oh, I love 17 and 18, but I got to look at this before I go. I want to look at my bag because I know I changed it. I got a 9.5. Okay, so look at this bag that I use on this. I only have one driver. There's no need for two here. But do I still have a 7 and a 9? Okay, this isn't going to be the bag I use. And in fact, we're going to just play my standard set on this. But I'm going to play my standard set with the 9.5 driver. And there's a reason why, and I don't remember why. So, where is 2020? 9.5, 10.5, down to, that's it right there. So, and let me give you the, I'll give you the change of my bag, right? Yeah, Justin, they do. We need more, but I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Oh, no, just sorry about that. Here. It's gone now. How long had that been up there? Was that up there for a while? I thought I got it. So there's an image file that's missing from this template that I'm using. No, but since the file's missing, it tries to load it. Okay. It'll pop up sometimes on its own. I just have to get recreate the template, but I don't know what I'm doing to recreate some of the design stuff, so I generally don't touch it. But so it was really beneficial when this course came out to have a 5 hybrid, because on the bell hole, it was broken right away, and the bell hole, like the top half of the bell hole was an invisible wall the whole way through. So without a 5 hybrid, you would hit the bell you'd hit something in there every single time. But now that I don't need 2 woods, the 7 and the 9, just carrying the 9 lets me have a 4-iron. So I don't need the 5 hybrid anymore. The 4-iron's a great club in that gap. That might have been drivable today. That was close. That pin was up pretty far though. So, and you don't really even need 2 drivers on this course, but it's nice to have them always. Oh, Richard, you're here now. Hi, buddy. Somebody came on here with just the name Golden Tee before, and it almost tricked me to think it was you. He could have gotten credit card info from me. We need to make sure that guy is taken care of. I don't like this shot. We're going to make sure we get a putt, though. I'm fine with that. I could have hit that with nothing and had a really good line at that hole. All right. No, it just says Golden Tee is the name. That was it. It was just Golden Tee. All right. Hey, Richard. So we know I'm going to be out of town, right? So I'm going to be out of town. Now, do we have, this is a question for you. It takes a lot of time. Yeah, no GoldenTeeTV in the name. But I know it takes you a lot of time. So can we put a walkthrough, can we hook up, yeah, recordings. Yes, recordings. Can we get one recording done for everybody while we're gone? You can throw it up on GoldenTeeTV. Ah, there we go. He, the man, the myth, the legend, guys. Without him, none of this would be possible. Oh, good man. But do we want to make a video, like make one, like a walkthrough on, let's say, Royal Cove, let's say, and we'll pull the telestrator out again? I just don't know what your time frame is, and I can't do it on my own. I don't want to promise the viewers something that takes me 7 minutes and you 7 hours to do. That's just not fair. You guys, when we did the walkthrough for this year's videos, like I played each course once, maybe twice. This is right when they were coming out. Dude, I'm like, oh, I'm done. And I'm like, Richard, where are these videos? He's like, dude, they're still uploading. It takes like fucking 80 hours. No, we already talked about it. Okay, I'm very pleased with that shot. I am very pleased with that shot. As much as it's a big gap to land in, the 9-wood, we don't see the right distance, so it's a hard mental block to get past, to think that that's the right shot. Or when I see it lining up 20 yards short of the target, like, I want to hammer that ball. But if I hammer that ball, that's way long and wet. Yeah, you guys do whatever you want to make fun of me. I don't mind. I'm okay with it. If you're entertained by it, I'm entertained by it too. And we might just get me a good drunk stream on Wednesday or Friday. Friday, probably not. I got to drive to Minnesota. But Wednesday, a drunk stream on Wednesday might sound kind of fun. Dude, this has been, it's a gravy-ass setup so far, Mark. And Richard, come on, with your schedule, when I see you, I got to ask you things. When you're here, I got to ask things then. All right, what do we want to do here? Do we want to... Let's go with the low T8 and snap it back in. Let's see if Gomez can learn a little from this. He can learn to hit it straight, and it would probably go right in. I missed that. I clicked it right. I see Gomez right now. He's making a template of where to move the tees on all these holes. He's like, that mouth is not beating me this time. All right, 19 through 12. We are clean. To me, it doesn't matter to me either way. It's not going to change anything. The one who I like to watch, he's rarely on here ever, but Gossett will watch if we have a match to play. And literally every time he's watched one of the matches, I'd go like 1 or 2 better on him. And he just, all it does is assures me that when he fucks up once he DNFs, he doesn't keep playing. Making beautiful mistakes. Gomez just doesn't like to watch because he doesn't like to hear me talk. Well, I told about it was before even King was around, so I don't know if King knew this story. But it was, Richard, this is mainly for you because I already told it once. But it was one of the Orlando Opens that we were at the old big billiard place, big open room. Well, I was I was really cocky that year. I'd never been that way before. But I bought myself with one of the blinds. Like, I think I bought the second blind and then took myself. And I'm in the finals against Duncan at hole 9 of Canyon. I wasn't paying attention. I missed the button, went to move the tee. Actually, I don't think I missed the button, but I went to move. I thought I used the tee and I moved it and knocked it 3 feet off the tee, and Duncan wouldn't give me the stroke, even though you have no high tee then, so I was fucked already. Cut some putts off with some scissors. Come on, pretty lady, give us a smile. Ain't got nothing to smile about. I don't owe you. Yeah, 17 was a super easy cake shot. Love it every time, and I feel like. You won't let me breathe. What I can do in my bed. All right, I'm gonna play in events mode. Let's see if I can put up one score. This is it, though. I'm playing one last game, and I am done for the night. Sorry, Mark. I went clean on you again, buddy. That somebody should be. Come on, little lady, give us a smile. Though we ain't got nothing to smile. Since we made it past 11, I know Caesar went to bed. I can sing again. Oh, whoops. Ah, fuck it. We got a wood. Oh, dude, let's play Pearl. That Pearl's a great one. Well, we had that was the easiest setup I think I've ever seen on Teal. Like, everything was a straight shot. I haven't seen where 9, 17, and 18 were all straight. All right, this course sucks. And I don't have a better bag for it, so this is going to be hard. Par's 28, but 18 is a pain in the ass. Well, every course... Oh, come the fuck on, dude. So there's something I never realized while playing this course, and I never put 2 and 2 together. So hole 2 and 3 are real similar holes, right? 302, watch the distance on hole 3. What I never realized, though, was the hole 3 is a par 3. So I can assume that it's lined up straight with a hole. Oh, no, no, no. This was... That was it. That was a match. That wasn't a match, Richard. So this was... That was before you were around and before we even streamed. So, but yeah, these are almost identical holes, right? One's a par 3, one's a par 4. The par 3, it lines me up with the pin for sure. So now I can just do math on this shot. 5 wind, it's going to need to go a little bit farther, even though it's only a 5 wind. So now I can just math it out, which is, it's fucking crazy. I never looked at it like that. And these are the little things that I learned from playing stouts. Like, you got a lot more shit in the game that you have control over with stouts, and things that you need to pay attention to that I never did in the past. I never really paid attention that all par 3s, except for a couple random ones, are lined up dead center at the hole. And realized that it's important to know that, especially when you're playing stouts. And you also need to know that all par 4s are offset. I mean, is there a slim-ass chance that it isn't? Yeah, very slim. But all par 4s... Oh, what is he talking about? Now, I really should have had a bag with the other driver in it, with the 9.5, but it's okay. Out. All right, we got moistness occurring right now. Except I didn't thumb straight again. What's up with my thumbs? That was perfect for a hole up. All right. No, I'm putting it where I always do. I could probably go across the water on that shot today. I just don't know if I'd be far enough across that it's basically giving me the same shot from the other side. All right, we got to get moist on this bad boy. I pushed it again. Yeah, I pushed it a click left. That wouldn't have been enough anyway. Ugh. Oh, baby, baby. Me, baby. All right, we're up front with the pin. Just know that the high tee 4 and 5 wood will clear that rock that you can't see behind it, but the 3 wood will not. You got to go around with the 3. So how do I want to play this today? Let's go with the less common shot for myself. Well, yeah, and you know how the early VA appointments can go, Caesar. They can take all goddamn day. What are you two talking about? I don't like not knowing what's going on in my chat here, guys. And just to be sure, this is my chat, goddammit. It's my chat, Mouth's chat, goddammit. All right, so with the pins to the left side in the front, I think I go over here because it's just a driver in then. When the pin's on the right, I always go over here, and almost the only other time I don't go here, it's never. It's such a big island, you can't really miss it. Well, Caesar, so for the last couple, so they moved, so primary care was on the first floor of the VA hospital in Iowa City, right? So And that's also when we got our vaccines. That's where we went. And they had us, you had to sit there for the 15 minutes after getting the shot. Okay, cool. Well, so lately I thought it was under construction because they moved primary to a whole other part of the hospital. No, they blocked off like almost the whole first floor, and that's where COVID people are now. And it just looks like it's all construction. It was a little scary. All right, key here. There's only one way to play this hole. It's the right way to play it. We want to be to the right side of the fairway, as far back as possible. Doesn't really matter if you're all the way back. If you hit it, if you get it onto the right side edge. Now I have a straight shot in. I mean, I laid off of that for some reason. Oh, well. I'm an excellent putter sometimes. Wasted shots, no. Think about what I think about. No blow. All right, we're playing this course well. Let's see what we got here. This isn't a fun look. I don't like the look, but we're going to stick it anywhere. Oh, yeah, quite a bit. That's the shot with the left to right wind most of the time. Yep, I trust it is, so we'll hear. Ah, not my best effort. 3-wood would have been better. Ugh. But racing, here's the deal here in Iowa. It certainly feels like they're making it harder and harder for people to even know they have to get testing now is harder and harder to get appointments than it ever was. Now, I don't think we've had that dramatic of a jump, but it's almost like she wants to live in the fantasy land here that if we don't test as much, then we don't have COVID problems. It's kind of fucked up. Get in. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on that shot, that's the same shot that's in the events mode. How close you can get. I'm damn near made that every time with just hitting a half cut shot in. It's like that hole has a magnet back in. Well, Mark, this is the left to right shot today. There's no other really way to get this. I wonder if the high T6 C3 would get over the end. That's the problem with it, though. I needed to hit. What the fuck is this? Ah. Yeah, but on that note, I'll take that. I'll take par and 18 on that every time. It's hard. It can be really hard. That might be the hardest non-drivable par 4 they've ever made. No, I hate going that way, but on that, I could have gone right to left, but I would have had to have played to the bottom part, and then I got a 95 or 100-foot putt with a small break in it that might not even get to the hole. This way, I at least gave myself a chance, but that drop was ridiculous. I've never seen it back there when the pin was on the right. There's a shot with a 2 hybrid that you hit a 2-turn full, and it hits up in the trees and kicks up and drops down, but I don't have a club that will bend that much into that wind. But we're going to call it a night. We got through the events. We played some courses people wanted to see. I love that. Please keep that coming. Like I said, if you ever have a course you really want to see me play, I don't care if it's an invite with handicap, non-handicap, max, no money. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I just need something to play with you guys. That's it. I just don't like... Yeah, but where does it land, Mark? I couldn't got to the top tier, and I would have been down at the bottom. I don't like that shot. The high T6 might have worked. Actually, I thought I hit a really good shot that time, though. But whatever. Send invites. Let me know you want to play it on stream. You want to see it. I don't care if you watch me play it, then you play it. Whatever's going to be best for you to get better. But we'll see you guys Wednesday night. We should be back at our 8 o'clock time. No more drafts. And then Thursday's all football. And Friday we might not have anything. If I know we're leaving Friday night to Minneapolis, then I'll probably get up and stream a little earlier in the day. But otherwise, we'll see you guys soon. Everybody stay safe, play good, and we'll catch you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.